Hello and welcome to our wonderful guest. Really excited to have you here today and share a really unique story about how we got introduced and what he does. But first, I will let him kick off a little introduction on himself. So take it away.
Yeah, so my pseudonym is Scrypt Skynet, and I'm part of a massive crypto community called the DigiByte community. I'm part of the DigiByte awareness team, and I'm just really involved with uh, not just crypto currency or blockchain technology or DigiByte itself. Obviously, DigiByte's 70 years unstoppable, but I'm involved with the DigiByte community and crossover on other crypto communities. But I'm super involved with the community. I try to interview people in the DigiByte community that just haven't been, seen or willing to talk. And I don't want anybody slipping through the cracks because this is a long-term, life-changing investment, and it helps people wherever they're at, whether they're in third world countries that are unbanked or they want to improve their business, or just bringing having your money work for itself and continue to generate that revenue that you never thought could exist. So it's really just tapping into something that um, it's a new paradigm, cryptocurrency, and the community in DigiByte believes that DigiByte technology and its blockchain technology isn't just a payment system, but it's also it can assetize real world value, houses, uh, you know, cars, whatever you want to assetize, um, and businesses. So it can solve a lot of problems for the individual. And without the raw understanding, you need a community that you can rely on. And so, yeah, everybody believes in DigiByte and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology as a whole. So, just really engage with the community. And how did I run into you? So basically, I knew nothing of your channel, and so me and the crew we ran across this DigiByte pancakes for DigiByte, and
Yes.
you were interviewing somebody and ask them about what do you like on your pancakes, and we come to realize that it had nothing to do with DigiByte at all. And so, I went back to Twitter. I said, "Hey guys, go over here, watch this video, show your support." They're mentioning DigiByte, and I tricked a few of
Oh
them. They're
no.
like, "Where's DigiByte?" But I believe it had to do with the video that um, the wonderful lady that was going to hopefully Shark Tank, right?
Yes. Yeah. That's well, of course, that interview here is now a couple years old, but
It
the
is.
post-COVID world. Yeah. So, of course, we've got the Pancake Digibytes podcast is part of the agency that I was previously running, which unfortunately both the agency and the company that was hosting the podcast got shut down in this world that we're living in. And so we're having to migrate everything over and got this surprise slew of comments on the first video I posted. And there we go. And now here we are. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview and sharing a
Yeah.
little bit about what you're doing. Before this, I knew almost nothing about cryptocurrency or what was out there. So it really goes to show what a wonderful community that you have built, and you do have a very knowledgeable group of people that really follow along with what you're doing. There was a lot of concern. I don't see DigiByte here, so
Yeah.
um, really excited to interview you today. Um, so first and foremost, I guess second and foremost, how are you?
I'm good. I had a race here. I was helping a friend of mine paint his ceiling in his house, and and I told him, "Look, I got an interview to go to, and I think it's really important to me that I go and make this interview." So, I tried to show him as much as I could, and so I had a good day and was trying to get here as fast as I can, relatively speaking, under the speed limit as fast as I can.
Where in the world are you?
I'm in the Missouri. I'm in the Midwest, so Missouri,
Okay.
Kansas, basically state line. So
Okay. So a little bit of traffic, but not too bad, hopefully.
yeah, we have like, I don't know, four major highways that intersect um, these two states. So,
Oh, yeah.
and it's really cold. It's like 7 degrees, and it's kind of slippery.
Yeah. Got to take it easy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll go ahead and dive right into the podcast portion of this then and kick it off with a very important question. How do you like your pancakes?
Yeah. So I loved when I was younger pancakes with a bunch of butter and syrup, kind of like kind of plain Jane, but butter and syrup, And then I think I grew into the peanut butter on the pancakes.
Yeah,
But I really like chocolate chip, blueberry. You can't go wrong with pancakes. I mean,
you really can't. Absolutely. All right. And so tell us a little bit about you, who you are as a person. What makes you you?
well, I mean, now you're going a little deep. That might sound a little surface, but it's a little deep. What makes me me, not only in my parents had me into this great world, but I'm a Christian, and so I have certain values and faiths that I have to walk spiritually with my Lord Jesus Christ, and that's basically what makes me me. And I think that's why I'm so I want to be connected and just be able to. I have the gift of gab. I want to talk and just communicate with people, see where they're at, and basically just help as many people as I can in this crazy world.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful, wonderful way to be. Well, tell us a little bit more about your business.
Yeah. So my business is I've been working for a man for 10 years, and he does an auto body repair and paint shop. And it's one of those jobs that I prayed for and I said, I need money, God. I don't want to, worry about it for the rest of my life, and working a 9 to 5 job just really wears down a person. You're working from somebody else. I'm not saying it's bad, but eventually you want something better, and especially when you're, say yes to all the commands and needs that your boss wants and you make it happen. Eventually, the where I'm at, my boss is getting an older age. He's ready to sell the company. So my friend and I, that work there, we're both the managers there. We're going to take over the shop now. It's and the business, so we're going to own it. And we're in that transition. So basically, I kind of fell into that transition because he's getting older. Not a lot of people are that lucky to, or because it really is luck. I mean, unless if you inherit it from your family or your dad or your mom, whatever the business is, it is really luck, especially when you're like right next to the guy that's running it. So how rare does that happen? I mean, selected few, right? So that's right now in the transition. um, the cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. I learned how to mine when I heard about Bitcoin. I mined Litecoin, and I was really fascinated how it really it blockchain technology blew my mind. It literally caused me to rethink everything I was doing and how I was doing it. So all the networks I had, all the technology I had on the palm of my hand, I realized that this phone should be making me money. I mean, everybody can tap into the internet and make money. If you have an iPhone that costs $1,000, you should be making, you should already be a millionaire. It's just sad to say that, but that's just a fact. I mean, out of all the tools we have in social media and on the web, Um, if you really are business oriented, you should be able to get there. If not halfway there, you should be already be there. And that's the mindset you have to use for the technology, um, especially if you're not as lucky as just someone taking over the business, and or starting your own business, getting a loan, or just starting from scratch. It's really hard because I did watch one of your videos, and how you said it was so important to separate your personal uh, Facebook social media and your business uh, uh, social media account, right? Because it's very dangerous that if someone's following you in your business and your personal life, and you're kind of mixing the two, now you're like in danger zone, because people really know what you are on the other side of business, or maybe they don't like, what you said, or, I mean, it could really cause friction. My advice would be, if you're in business at all as representing a company, you need to stay out of social media entirely, except for your business. So, and it's very important to, when you do that, you'll start seeing your business thrive, right? Because you're really like removing yourself out of the what if someone got to know me factor and they don't like me anymore, or they spread rumors, right? You want to be as much limited on social media as possible, unless if you're like LinkedIn account, Facebook business, make a network, but leave yourself out of the equation and find trusted people that see your vision, know what you want, and build from there. Really put your employees at the front of this thing instead of keeping them down. That's how you're going to, blossom, prosper. So I actually really like, watching some of your videos, even though there's not a lot, but there's a lot in them. There's not a lot of videos, but there's a lot to unpack in them, like understanding hashtags and, the subtle differences between the platforms. And so I like it. I like it. So
Thank you.
cryptocurrency really brought me to a place where I was never attracted to stocks. I never invested anything in my life except with people. It, you know, uh, it just wasn't, the value wasn't there for me at the time. I wasn't trying to chase money. But now that I'm getting older, it's probably wise to, invest, and it's not bad, so it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of it. So don't let it drown you. But at the same time, we're supposed to be stewards and just do the best we can to generate the wealth so we can give it to the next person, whether that be just anywhere, your family, your
Yeah.
friends, your number one uh, employee, or your number two employee, or whatever. Reward them, give them bonuses, stuff like that. Don't withhold the fruits of your labor. Um, that's what's going to make you successful. Yeah, that's what
Absolutely.
makes me successful. Anyway, how about that?
It's very interesting your note on social media and keeping your personal out of it. One of the reasons that these videos have been posting on my YouTube channel is I have actually been starting to delve into social media as a person, but it's a little bit different instead of being a business owner, as I was in dissolving those assets, and now building myself as a quote unquote brand with social media, and having to build up that presence kind of on the other side of the coin. As a contractor, you have to put your best foot forward and who you are, and build all those elements online. It's a little bit different, but just goes to show, there's pieces online that fit every element of what we need it for, which is pretty cool.
Now, can I continue a little bit on this discussion?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you
Okay.
already answered like most of my questions, so
Oh boy.
happy to veer off and chat some more.
Yeah. So also, the reason why I wanted to try to get to talk to you, first of all, and not just by we accidentally stumbled on your channel because you had the word DigiBytes in it, Um, but we are very early in blockchain technology. The old paradigm is going to die, not all of it. Okay, so like the stuff that we already do, governments, banking systems, checks and balances, and things that businesses, how they connect, and the corporate realm will be transferred to the blockchain and trusted by a consensus of a code that's cryptographic in nature that is transferring data from person to person, peer to peer, without any third parties or middleman. So this is very important. It eliminates like all quite a few errors, human error, if you're trusting in code that's already built that cannot be destroyed, it cannot be stopped, right? So you're removing certain restrictions and middlemen, banks, when everything's going to get a lot faster here shortly. Everything's going to be peer to peer. It's going to be you and someone else, and no one's going to stand in the way in the permissionless system that you and that one person can not already do yourself. For instance, cashier's check, your bank, the money has to be approved, and you only have so many days to transfer it over here to your other account, or if it's instant, it's not quite all there. You know, you don't need any of that. And so you can send value, uh, money, or data or personal information about yourself all the way across the world in seconds with technologies like blockchain technologies like DigiByte. And it's going to eliminate all the walls that hold us back as a people in this world, as an like the human race as we know it. We are an organism, and we need to think much more efficiently. We need to remove error out of the way, because let's just face it, not everybody has your best intention, right? So if everybody trusts in code, cryptographic in nature, where it's solid, that's going to eliminate a lot of problems, a lot of error. Not only to mention, it's going to make things fast. And so that's why I kind of leaned on DigiByte when I did do a deep dive in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. I started going what they call altcoins, all the other coins. And the more I looked into DigiByte, the more I realized it's what Bitcoin, Bitcoin's the baby. It started, it's the first mover, it's the big talk of the town. But the thing about Bitcoin is the blockchain technology there, it's bloated, it's slow, it's so popular that everybody's using it, and it costs a lot to exchange. You can't use that from day-to-day transactions like you can with other blockchains or other cryptocurrencies. So DigiByte is a glorified Bitcoin. It's what Bitcoin through evolution will be. And right now, Bitcoin is just not there, and DigiByte's already there. Other cryptocurrencies are already there. So it's just so important that, you know, we connect with people. That's the old paradigm will die with the middleman. Now, the new paradigm, a wealth transfer, and how we communicate is going to shine. So there's no one going to be holding a lot of people back. There's a lot of regulations, a lot of things holding us back because we have rules against us as people to try to get anywhere as like our own personal wealth growth, starting a business. You don't need permission to do all these things until you get to these people where you're like, yes, you have a business name, you have to pay your taxes, you have to get insurance, all this mind draining stuff when it can all be done on the blockchain. So we really are going to be moving forward in a new paradigm here. The old paradigm as we know it, it's much like this. I remember I remember my parents, they were talking how cool credit cards were, or debit cards.
Yeah.
And all I remember my parents was counting money on the table. Like, all right, we're going to pay bills here, and then the checks, you know, were all written out and taking this to a bank, you know, pay our landlord with this. And then all of a sudden this card came. It was revolutionary,
Hmm.
right? It's
Hmm.
everything went digital. But the thing about the blockchain, especially like Bitcoin, Litecoin, DigiByte, Ethereum, the special thing about that is you're really taking everything that they're saying a dollar is in inflation, and it has a fixed supply. So the more money and the more you stack these cryptocurrencies, the more you have in a fixed supply cryptocurrency, the more it grows. So for instance, Bitcoin has only 21 million. There's probably 4 million for sure forever going to be lost. So you have what, 17 million left, or I'm sorry, 16, 17 million left
Yeah, minus
of
four. Yeah.
Bitcoin. The 3 to 4 million are always going to be lost. It's not deflationary. So the more people put their money in Bitcoin, the more it grows. And it's just not like that for fiat, the United States dollar. Um, it's not backed by gold. Um, Even gold is inflationary because you can always mine it. So there's just a huge problem in the system, and where blockchain technology like this is just going to save it in your monetary wealth, and it's going to be a game changer in the world around you. And you're going to be introduced to tools in the next 5 years. Everybody's going to fall in the system, and it's good to be an early adopter, early to get in and understand what blockchain technology is and what these cryptocurrencies are. And you just get in early as you can. It's not it's not what everybody thinks. It's not imaginary internet money. It really is going to change, and everybody's going to fall in this thing in 5 years. And the people that are going to be left behind, they're just going to end up using it just like, you know, any other new technology comes out and they're forced to use it. Um, but they'll realize, oh, someone did tell me about blockchain, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, DigiByte. Someone did tell me about that. Like I've had friends from 3 years ago I told about cryptocurrency because it's so new. They're like, "You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy." And yeah, it might sound like I was crazy, but you know, they were calling me up this past year saying, "Man, Sean, we should have listened to you." Like, because all it is I just take a little bit of my money and put it in Bitcoin, put it in Ethereum, put it in Litecoin, put it in DigiByte. When it doubles, here's the secret. If I had $300, I put it in DigiByte. When DigiByte, because it's not, it's deflationary, right? When it doubles, I'll take that 300 out of the six and put it in another cryptocurrency. And when that doubles, I'll take that 300 out of the six of that double, put it in another asset. And it continues to do this. And before you know it, you have like 5 to 15 assets in the crypto space. And all I did was spend $300.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I've been seeing all those posts lately about people saying, if you would have bought X amount of cryptocurrency 5 years ago, here's the amount of money you'd have today. And I have to admit, I'm one of those people who has very little knowledge of this area up until really hearing things in the last few weeks. And then, of course, now watching your channel, kind of a little bit of a economics lesson tied in there, but online. It's very, very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing so much of this knowledge.
Yeah, I had one more thing to say about DigiByte.
You bet.
I think the biggest thing for DigiByte that everybody's going to understand before they know it, it has a so DigiID is a protocol that uses and leverages the DigiByte blockchain to secure login password authentication on all your social media logins, your banks, your Google account. What it does is instead of putting your password that you have to remember or save,
Oh,
or putting in a password that Google generates for you, that website has to have another copy of that password. So when you log in with your password from another phone, it knows that that's you, right? So you're sharing your password with that exchange, and they're collecting your data. But what DigiID Atom ID does is it allows you to use my DigiPassword, which you generate on your login. You generate a code, and it generates a code, a cryptographic code for you. It throws it into the password bar, and then you push enter to save it, and it doesn't save that code onto that platform, but it validates who you are, that you fill out all the other identification that you have to fill out. But it doesn't save your password. Therefore, if that eliminates 95% of all hacks around the world. We're talking about millions of people on Target that got hacked, millions of people on Sony that got hacked. All their personal identification got hacked. Millions of people on Capital America or Capital America. I'm thinking Capital One, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
All these people. I just named, not even the tip of the iceberg, and no one understands that their personal identification literally is on the black market or on the dark web, being sold as we speak. So it's so important that if you have leverage of the DigiByte blockchain through DigiID, my DigiPassword, they have a partnership with Microsoft, with SoftTech and Microsoft. It's called Open Atom ID Connect. What this is do you have Windows?
I do, yes.
Okay, so when you have your Windows screen and before you go to your browser, it gives you options like you want to go to your email or your YouTube or Facebook, right? And you can click those little boxes. That's what is called from Microsoft Open Connect. So it's quickly opening login saved sites that you log in, so you can quickly connect with it, and it pops it up in a browser instead of searching for it and go through the rigmarole. So DigiByte partnered with SoftTech to make an open Atom ID password leveraging the DigiByte blockchain generator for people like you and me through Azure. Are you familiar with Azure?
I've heard the name, but not super familiar with it.
Azure. It's with Microsoft.
Okay.
It's revolutionary. This is stuff that Microsoft, Bill Gates put in like $5 million to do research for security for identity, because it was a major problem 5 years ago.
Oh, sure.
It's still a major problem today, but this technology right here, DigiByte, is going to be used by normal people just like you and me. And this is going to be a standard. So no one can hack you. It's going to solve quite a bit of problems. No one can hack your account. No one's going to be able to hack your Google account. No one's going to be able to hack your bank app, your website, whatever. You can integrate this technology on your website, your business, for your employees. This is big stuff. We're talking about a huge change in the world.
Hey, what I hear is not having to memorize my own password, which is the bane of my existence. That whole, that's not your password. That's not your password. So you reset it, and then send you an email to reset it. And then it says you can't use a password that you've already used. That whole meme, that's my life. I swear. I've hit my head against the desk so many times with these dang passwords.
Yeah. And not only that, not only do you not have to remember it, the technology doesn't save it for the platform to use it against you if they don't like you anymore, or like hack you, or people just want to steal your identity. It doesn't save it. It's secured on the DigiByte blockchain. It's something that we should have had done a long time ago. This password thing, sharing your email and stuff, this stuff needs to be gone. It's the old world, and everybody's going to find out within 5 years. It's going to be big.
Yeah. Hey, I still know people who don't have answering machines, so I know there's those holdouts. Perfect. Well, I really appreciate this. I'm learning so much. I love to kind of sort of wrap things up with a couple of interesting questions about the folks I interview. One of them is, What's one unique skill that you have?
The one unique skill. I
Yeah.
hid this from all my community, but I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
I really do think my unique skill is it had to it's really just it had to come about when I was growing up in life and trying to figure out who I was. And it really had to be um, really submitting to forcing myself to listen. And it's hard, but
Mm.
having the ability to force yourself to do the right thing is a great skill anyone can have. And sometimes, here it is, this is my skill. I have to rethink what was said, even though it was said, it's concrete, it's in the digital space. I said it to my friend, I said it to my mom, my dad. It's already there. Even if it's damaging, I can rethink what I said and come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. And I think that's a really unique trait you can have uh, for anybody, but it's really, I had to learn it. It wasn't
Mm.
gifted to me. I had to learn that thing. And ever since I did it, it really helps.
Oh yeah. It can be hard to admit you're wrong, but it can definitely release you from a lot of things, a lot of
Hmm.
stressors. Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, where can people find you? Where's
Yeah.
the
I'm on Twitter at Scrypt Skynet. And I'm also on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel for the DigiByte community, and
perfect?
we do a bunch of awesome things there. I, we just like to be loose, communicate, and share knowledge. It's at Script Skynet on the YouTube channel as well.
Love it. And for those folks who are just tuning in and listening in, can you spell that out for them?
Yeah, so like script, like scripture, but with a Y, and then Skynet, as in like the Terminator Skynet thing.
Absolutely. I was wondering. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. And what a fun moment to run into you by accident. And thank you for being so cool about the name share and just getting to know you. I really appreciate it.
I thank you for having me on, and I hope all this for you works out because you're doing the right thing. You're trying to connect. We're locked in our houses, and you just have the ability to talk to people.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
I
Even
love
in
it.
the digital space. All right, let me go ahead and stop the recording here.